Today we're going to talk about gift cards. I think we all need to come together and share anything we can about gift cards. Also, princess transfers have come up an awful lot again lately. I've got onboard updates to share with you, both with Princess and MSC. We've got news from Norwegian, as well as imagine that you have booked for a cruise that is supposed to sail for 3 years, and at the last minute it's canceled, plus lots more. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Friday. It's Black Friday here in the United States. It's November 24th of 2023. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please hit that subscribe button? I look forward to seeing you all here every day. I really enjoy reading your comments, and I appreciate everything that you share with our amazing Let's Go family here. So thank you all very much. And if you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? Believe it or not, it makes a really big difference, so thank you. Let's start with Black Friday. So here in the United States, Black Friday is a shopping day because so many companies have their products and services on sale. I have looked and looked and looked and have not been able to find Princess gift cards on sale. They are always offered on AARP's website, and you don't have to be a member, you just register, and you can buy the gift cards. Princesses are at an 8% discount. But often at this time of year, with all the holiday sales, Princess will run a sale that you get a discounted rate on their gift cards. So I've tried buying them today. I even got through the whole process. I went through checkout, and they're not on sale today on the Princess website. So if anybody else has any other news on that, will you let us know? Not only for Princess, for any of the cruise lines. I think that would help all of us know. Put it in the comments, and then I'm happy to share it with everyone so that we can all stay on top of that. All right. Another thing that I wanted to tell you about Black Friday sales is Gordon and I have an Amazon store. When you buy something from it, we get a teeny tiny commission, but I really appreciate your support. And so if you have anything that you would like to get for yourself, or to give someone that you know who really enjoys traveling, Gordon will put the link underneath this video, and he's going to link a video where we talk about the things that we use the most when we cruise. So we'd appreciate it if you were going to buy something anyway, if you wouldn't mind taking a look at that. There are lots of things. It's not this huge, long, grand list. It's the things that we actually use every time we go. And I'm even a little bit more of a minimalist with taking things. I take too many clothes, but I don't take as many gadgets with me. When I go by myself, I don't take hooks. I just don't need them for anything, whereas Gordon uses them for his hat and to stick things to the wall. But most of the other things we take no matter who is going, and we also take them with us, a lot of the things when we are just traveling on land, because they come in so handy. So I wanted to throw that out there for you. Now, let's talk for just a minute about Princess transfers. I have gotten a lot of emails lately asking for information about transfers, and as well as LAX has come up, I've noticed lately on our Facebook page, and I love all the wonderful comments you guys give. I just have a couple of quick notes. So first of all, a Princess transfer, they call it that, they transfer you from the airport to the ship on embarkation day, and then on disembarkation day, they take you back from the airport to the, back from the ship to the airport. If you book a Princess hotel, they will meet you, take you to the Princess hotel, and the next morning they'll take you to the ship, and vice versa. If you book a Princess hotel after the cruise, they'll take you from the ship to that hotel, and then the next day transport you to the airport. All right, that's kind of how that works. They're just normal. Think of a regular tour bus. That's what they use, just normal buses when you think of a shuttle. Okay, and that's universal. Everywhere that we have been in the world, they have always had really nice buses to take everyone. A couple of things to keep in mind. People talk about getting Ubers at LAX. When you are flying in and out of LAX and you want to use an Uber, if you do the regular Uber, you have to go over to a separate station that they have for that. So if you land there at LAX, you get your luggage, and then you have to take your luggage with you, go get on a shuttle that takes you to that place where the Ubers can come and pick you up. If you book an Uber Black, which There are different levels of Ubers that you can get if you didn't know that. Uber Black does cost more, but they can come and pick you up or drop you off right at the terminal. So keep that in mind. I did check how much a transfer is at LAX, and it is $34 per person each direction. So as you're trying to decide what you want to do, and there are some good and bad things to it. If you get an Uber, especially if you get the Uber Black, they can pick you up at the terminal, take you right out to the ship. You don't have to wait around a lot. Same thing heading back in. If you book your Uber, they'll just drop you off either at that location there, or if you get the Uber Black, they'll just drop you off right where you need to go to get on your plane. The other thing that I think is really important to think about is traffic in LA. And so if you're going to fly in, I can't stand it. It just stresses me out. But if you're going to fly in the day that your cruise goes, book a Princess transfer, because you get off the airplane, you go down to baggage claim, and you look for the people with Princess cruises. All right. If you're at a huge airport like LAX, once you book that, it'll show up in your in your travel summary where to meet that transfer. It'll tell you which baggage claims have those transfer buses coming. Okay. But if you're going to fly in late at all, I like to think that they will wait for you for a while until they can't wait anymore. And also, if you are on a later transfer and there happens to be traffic out to the ship, they know that a whole busload of passengers is coming, so they'll hang on and wait for you. Whereas if you're in a taxi or an Uber and you're just stuck in traffic and it's time for the ship to go because you've just flown in, then you don't have that reassurance. Okay, so just kind of think about that. The way Gordon and I have done it is we just took, both times we've sailed out of LA. We flew in the night before. We like that LAX Hilton there, so we took the free shuttle that the hotel runs just from the airport over to the hotel, and in the morning took that transfer back to the airport, just back to baggage claim, and hopped on the Princess transfer there. We have really been fortunate that we have never had to wait a long time for a transfer to come, and I usually like to get to the airport early because the transfers will start going early, because the transfers come and they drop off passengers, and then they turn around, they pick up the passengers and head back to the ship. So we've been really fortunate. I think the longest wait that we have ever had, and it was on our very first cruise, and I didn't know to fly in the day before, so our plane didn't get there until like noon on embarkation day, and by that time there was really quite a long wait of people waiting to get that Princess transfer, so we had to wait easily over an hour. But I would say that is rare. Truly, I don't think you usually have to wait quite so long, but put your experience in the comments and think about all of those things. Another good thing to know about the cruise terminal there at LA, the Port of LA there, is when you walk out of the cruise terminal building, right across the street, there are private cars there waiting to take you where you want to go. So whether you want to go to the airport or the beach or a hotel, whatever you want, they will take you there. When I went by myself last October, I had an early flight, and the guy was waiting and just took me, and I think it was about $70 to the airport. If I remember correctly, maybe I can't remember. Maybe it was $70 by the time I added in the tip, and I just paid him with cash. But he got me there really quickly. So just know that resource is also there, just right across the street. And they'll have some, drivers with SUVs trying to fill it up. But that's a really good way to get somewhere if you want to go a little bit faster and you don't want to have to wait for a transfer. So there you go. The other thing is some people don't like to get on a bus, and I know every time I get on a bus, a transfer at the end of the cruise lately, usually there are people coughing, people with, and I don't have anything against that. It doesn't bother me. I'm one of those people it doesn't bug. But if it bothers you, you're going to want to get your own transportation, okay? And it's not bad it bothers you. Other things bother me, I'm sure, that don't bother you, so no worries. Okay, so this is a fun comparison. So two people who were just on the Ruby Princess for a couple of weeks were really kind to give me updates on how everything went on the ship while they were on. And so one of them is our Let's Go family member, and he said that the food was absolutely excellent. Doesn't that make us happy? In the main dining room and also in the specialty dining. They didn't really visit the buffet, so can't comment on that, but I love to hear that the food was excellent in the main dining room and in the specialty dining. Also, the service was fantastic throughout the ship. And by the way, both of the people who were on the ship agree on this. They both said the food was really great and that the service was like unparalleled, just second to none. Absolutely fantastic. It was a cruise that generally the passengers on board are a little bit older, skewed a little bit, which is typically what we see this time of year. It's children are in school, so you don't see as many of them on board. He did note that both weeks on the cruise, it was a 2-week cruise, on Sundays they were in Barbados and everything was closed. That is one of my pet peeves. I wish that cruise lines would not schedule port stops on Sundays in places, especially places that they know everything is closed. When we were in July, Lerwick, Scotland was the port, and most everything was closed because it was Sunday. And I really wish they would tweak their itineraries enough to not have to take you somewhere where everything is closed. Not that I think I have to buy something in every port that I go to, but it really does affect your experience on trying the local food, on doing anything that you want to do that someone would hopefully be open that you could book with, or that you could experience. So anyway, that happened in Barbados, same port, 2 weeks in a row. The excursions, we should have, I should put together somewhere that we could list. I'm going to ask Gordon to do that on our website. Great resources for scuba diving. We have a Let's Go family member, loves to scuba dive, and Princess rarely has any scuba diving excursions. And so luckily they have no trouble finding them through third-party vendors, of course, but that would be a great resource. So they really enjoyed that. Their onboard account went smoothly, no extra charges or anything. The internet, the Starlink was fabulous, really fabulous. Let's see. The shows on the ship were poor to just bearable. So I wish, it really, it amazes me that across one cruise line, they can have such a difference in shows and a quality in shows. Even when we were on the Island Princess, they had a couple that I thought were great, and then they had a lot that I was like, are they doing this on a budget? I feel like the singers and dancers are better than what they're being given to perform. So that's just me. Some of their things are excellent, but some of them, I agree, they really need some work, and they should just do something different and use those talents better. The medallion worked just perfectly. Love that. The ship was clean. She was just out of dry dock, so they got all new furniture in the common areas like your bars, the pool loungers and everything. Also a lot of new carpet in staterooms and in common areas. And let's see, the casino wasn't too terribly crowded, and it had lots of tables open. And then the embarkation and the disembarkation was very smooth. So the difference that another Let's Go family member let me know about. So clearly everything was excellent for this Let's Go family member. The only difference was, and the Let's Go family member that had this trouble commented the same on the food and said that the service on the ship was extraordinary. Their room, the air conditioner would not work, and apparently on their floor there was lots of trouble with people's air conditioning not working, or with the air conditioner being on high and being unable to be shut off, so their rooms were freezing. So they would try to turn on the heater, but it really wouldn't warm them up because the air conditioner was going instead. And so they got $800 of onboard credit as compensation for that. So not onboard credit, future cruise credit. So now they can use that on another cruise. They went down to guest services, and they felt very fortunate that they were able to get a fan in their room. But the whole time that they were on that cruise, they didn't have air conditioning in their cabin, and it was really hot. And so I'm really glad that they got that future cruise credit as compensation. But I'm really hopeful that that gets fixed really soon on the ship. And I do hear of that, as do all of you do, happening on various ships. Troubles with the water. We've had troubles with toilets. We are having trouble with air conditioning. And truly, I think that it happens on all cruise lines at some point or other. We just all know an awful lot about Princess here. So if you want to share what your experience has been otherwise, let us know. And I am sure that they are getting that problem fixed. They just didn't get it fixed in the time that these passengers were on board. But I love that across the board, they all talked about how magnificent the customer service was. Next, really quickly, I told you a couple of days ago about the sailings on the Norwegian Sun being canceled. So from March of 2025 through a lot of November of 2025, a lot of those sailings have been canceled. But now Norwegian is saying that the Norwegians, so the Sun is the one that had them canceled. The Norwegian Sky is going to be running cruises to a lot of those same ports, and so if you happen to want to still visit those places, look at the sailings there on the Norwegian Sky. I looked at them, and they are going to a lot of really cool places. So I said to Gordon, maybe the Norwegian Sky should be our next Norwegian cruise. So we're thinking about that, and I'll let you know what we think. Now, MSC, I've told you a lot about MSC lately, and our Let's Go family member on board shared the menu with me yesterday, and I'll have Gordon pop it up over on our Facebook group so that you can see it. But they offered a very traditional menu, like a traditional menu that would match what a lot of Americans enjoy eating on Thanksgiving Day. They had that traditional slow roasted turkey, or you could have ham if you wanted. They also had a roasted pumpkin salad, butternut squash ragu. As one of the starters, you could have your pearl barley soup, herbed porcini mushroom ragu, bacon wrapped shrimp, all of these yummy things. And so I think it's just another step in the direction that MSC is trying to take in order to offer a little bit more of what Americans expect when they cruise, when they're sailing here from the United States. MSC is not going to replace Princess in my book. At least I'm not anticipating that it will, as far as what I really enjoy cruising on the very most. But they go to a lot of places that Princess doesn't go. They go to a lot of places that a lot of that most of the other cruise lines, or all the other cruise lines sometimes on these itineraries, don't go. And they are places that I really want to go. So that's part of why I'm so excited about MSC, that and their private island. They have a very special experience on their private island that we're not seeing from the other cruise lines. So I'm looking forward to seeing that sometimes too. Now, thank you very much for joining me here today. If we don't have any company tonight, we will do our live. If we have company this evening, then we won't do our live, and we'll see you on Monday night. So just keep an eye on your notifications, okay? Thank you very much. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.